I admit it, yes. I came here in hopes of finding a way to restore the Lawrence clan to its former glory. But it was a long journey, and I didn't always know the way. I passed through Liyue and Sumeru. There was even a time when I lost my wallet and had to live in the wild. But the peculiar thing is, I realized that nobody knew me out there. And not a single person even cared about the Lawrence clan. You and I are like glass pawns that were raised in shackles. We were taught to act like nobles, but outside the walls of our home, the people of Mondstadt despised us. Such pompous, hateful, and stubborn teaching. It all culminated to making us cling to the old aristocratic dogma in an attempt to maintain our pride. It's like a never-ending game of tug-of-war, but it is meaningless. You understand. Or I should say, you have already long understood. But I'm afraid that I have only just realized this.
Paimon sorta understands what Lessig is saying.
Everything he said is true. Your family is probably unaware that you've already changed how you see things.
Yes, this has all happened recently. After coming to this domain, I realized the Mondstadt that I want is one where not everyone fears me. All that I and many other members of the Lawrence clan long for is a place where we can live peacefully with others.
Lessig, both you and I never had anything to do with the glory of the Lawrence clan. That is all in the past. We are just ordinary people.
I originally planned on returning to Mondstadt after taking care of things here. I never thought you would come here. I was completely shocked, which is why I reacted like I did. I'm sorry.
See, people can always make different choices, and it seems that Lessig has also chosen to become someone he truly wants to be.
Yes, about that. I'm afraid I haven't quite found my own purpose in life yet.
That's all right. Being able to clearly choose between becoming who you want to be and who your parents wanted you to be is already a step in the right direction. How to find true happiness is probably one of the most difficult research topics of all.
I have a suggestion for you, Lessig. Why don't you return to Mondstadt and tell your parents what you just told us?
They'll probably try to tear me limb from limb. But what about you? Did you ever tell your family about what you think?
This is something that I've been thinking about, too. Perhaps the two of us can sit down with the rest of the clan and discuss it with them. The Lawrence clan is just like this stage. It was once home to glorious performances, but those days are now long gone. And it is time for the stage to be updated.
She's so solid and tough, but also clear and open, like an ice cube. Is that why she's able to dance anytime and anywhere she wishes?
Are you all done talking now?
Yes, I think so. By the way, that is for you. Please take it. I found it on Lessig earlier.
Oh, it's one of the missing components! Wait, so you had it all this time? Why didn't you give it to me earlier?
Well, you didn't ask. All right, I admit it. I forgot about it.
Okay, we'll let the Traveler hold on to it for now.
Wait, this looks like... It looks pretty familiar. Have I seen one of these before? Ah, right! I also bought a similar box at the last festival.
Yes, people often use this kind of box for candy at festivals. This was one of the materials originally used to create the tent. But now that the tent has been repaired, we no longer need it. Eating the candy from the box as an adult will never be as delicious as it was when you were a kid. But if you really think about it, there are way more things you can eat as an adult.
Ah, so when it comes down to it, eating candy is sort of like life. It's just another choice.
So, as of now, we've already collected 3 of the missing components. Only 1 more to go. I'm sorry that repairing the tent took so much of everyone's time. You should all head back and have a rest. I'll lead the way.
Cry out my illustrious name. What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Hey, Kokomi! You're already here!
Oh, you're back. I trust your adventures to the forest went smoothly?
Yep, you could say that. How about you? Up to anything today?
Well, I suppose it's time I told you that as the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, I shouldn't actually be here now. The truth is that a relic known as the Shinro Casket was lost from Watatsumi Island long ago. But recently, an orb matching the relic's description suddenly began emitting light, almost as if it was guiding people to it. This is what led me to find the relic's whereabouts. I wasn't lying when I said that. Coral has often told me that sitting at home reading light novels is not the best of practices, and that I should try to get out more. As I made my way from Watatsumi Island to Sumeru, I enjoyed a variety of breathtaking sights. It really is a beautiful nation. I even stayed in the rainforest for several days. I was surprised to find that the relic had ended up in the desert. I knew it was somewhere here, but I still couldn't pinpoint the exact location. Though I feel that Idia was not intentionally trying to hide anything from us, this domain does have plenty of secrets. I'm sure you've sensed that too.
Now that you mention it, a lot did happen today.
I see. When you found Lessig, did you also happen to find any clues related to this domain? I'm afraid that he was caught up in his thoughts and didn't pay attention to his surroundings. Actually, before the world was flipped upside down, this domain didn't look anything like this.
Hey, everyone! Oh, I hope we're not interrupting your conversation.
It's alright. You two did a lot today. Care to join me for a cup of tea?
Sure! That would be perfect! Eula and I just made some snacks.
Turns out Idia has a cooking stove and oven. Seriously, why didn't she mention it earlier?
Oh, so did you make us some moon pies?
No, I made something called storm crust pie. You should try one, Traveler.
And I made some pita pockets. You could try some, Kokomi. It should taste great with tea. Sorry, I should call you General.
Oh, I would be happy to try some. By the way, Eula, how's your cousin doing now?
Oh, him. You would never guess, but he's busy over by the oven now.
Really? You do that? Oh, but that's too much. I can't.
No, really, it's all right. We want to do everything we can for the domain.
Yes, and to be completely fair, I'm the one who caused this terrible mess in the first place.
Oh? What happened? Did Paimon miss something?
Hello, you two. Lessig was just telling us what happened.
Perhaps you should allow me to explain. I'm afraid it was I who caused all this trouble in the domain.
Yes, it was Lessig.
To be precise, I saw a most exquisite water orb at the entrance of the domain. It reminded me of an astrolabe my grandfather gave me when I was 7 years old. I was curious if it could rotate, so I reached out and touched it. Little did I know that it was the core of this entire domain. What I mean to say is, I knew something was wrong as soon as the whole place started flipping.
It's not just your fault. I failed in my responsibilities as the caretaker here. Oh, I knew I should have put the core somewhere more secure.
Oh, you mean the big ball of water at the entrance?
Yes, that's the one. Anyway, after giving it some thought, Lessig has offered to perform some more repairs and maintenance to help support the domain. But we were concerned he wouldn't be able to handle it all alone, so Eula and I will also stay here to lend him a hand.
But don't be mistaken. I'm not doing this out of the kindness of my heart like Kale. My job is purely to monitor and ensure that Lessig doesn't cause any more trouble here.
Oh, sure.
I don't think anyone's buying that anymore, Eula. Though I do remember that Amber mentioned we should just nod and agree when you act like this. Right. You better not slack off today, Lessig.
No, I'll get right to work.
Either way, Lessig is going to be in charge of making lunch for everyone today.
Yes, I'll do my best. No need to worry.
What was that?
No, I mean, thanks everyone for giving me a chance to redeem myself. I can already feel new strength kindled inside me. Ha ha ha. No, maybe that's just the heat of the oven.
Very good. But you should conserve your strength. Many parts of the domain are still in disrepair, so we have a lot to investigate.
Seems Adia has a little more pep in her step after finding others to help do the work.
Now that you three are situated, we can focus on what the rest of us will be doing today. I'll go gather the others. We should get ready to leave as soon as possible.
And there she goes. At least she seems to be happy.
Maybe this is how it feels to be in charge. we going now?
We're going to retrieve the last missing component. My working theory is that the director listed on the sign has it.
No details slips by our general.
What's a director?
A director is a kind of job. The one we're looking for is named Zosimos. Zosimos is responsible for managing everything that happens on the stage, similar to how Idea is responsible for managing the whole realm.
Wow! Sounds like Miss Idea must be way busier!
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Care to comment on that at all, Idea?
Maybe someone else can explain. I'm just enjoying taking it easy, as usual. The director doesn't get out much. He's almost always cooped up in his treehouse making props or writing scripts. But I'm trying to remember now. Where is that treehouse of his?
Huh? You don't remember?
Hey, don't forget! I'm just the mascot.
I believe it's that way. Though he might prefer to be alone, given he often has to move stage props, I suspect that he lives near the theater. And having a view of the entire stage would be useful when imagining a production's actual stage flow. So if I were him, I'd probably pick a treehouse over there.
But how do you know which direction the theater is in?
Simple. The overall layout and decorations look more exciting in that direction.
Oh, good point! Why didn't I think of that?